Hello there, and welcome back to the Endless Kingdom. I'm your host, and today on a not-so-critical review, we're going into looking at a historical drama from the early 2000s. It's Hotel Rwanda. Now, as I've said in the past, I call all these not-so-critical reviews because I'm not very critical myself. But in this case, there's a chance I'm going to be slightly critical, because to be honest, I know the guy this film was based around. Paul Rusesabagina, a friend of my father, nice guy, easy to talk to. And as some of you might know, he has recently been sent to prison by the leader of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, under false charges. Well, Kagame says they're real, but Kagame will say anything. And bit of a dictator. Yeah, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this film based off of an event in Rusesabagina's life. His actions during the Rwandan genocide of 1994. A brutal event in history, which this film does quite a good job depicting. Paul Rusesabagina, at the start of the genocide, was just a simple man doing his job as a hotel manager in Rwanda's capital of Kigali. And really, at first, that's all he was concerned about, doing his job and using it to earn favors with influential people. That was even stated in the film itself of when the violence that preceded the genocide emerged in his neighborhood. Journey Rusesabagina took during the genocide, it went for several crazy twists, as the film showed. Quite accurately too. I've read Rusesabagina's autobiography, so I can tell you the film does stay very close to the truth, dramatizing a few things here and there and changing a few people's names. But anyway, the film does a great job of showing the path Paul took. Throughout the genocide, he managed to shelter a good 1,200 people from the violence. Though at first, he didn't really want to do any of that. First, he thought that the violence would just blow over. Then he was more concerned about doing his job and didn't want to handle refugees. Then, he decided to handle the situation, but do it under the pretense of his job. Though eventually he had genuine concern for the 1,200 refugees under his care, all the while watching Kigali deteriorate right around him. Throughout the film, night scenes, there are gunshots heard all the time. And while the environment within the hotel was kept relatively pleasant, no one can escape the fact that a genocide is happening right behind their walled fence. This film really does do a good job of showcasing the brutality of a genocide, even if most of it's rather indirect. But frankly, that's a good thing. Rarely do you see people outright killed, but that the implication is always there. During the times the film goes outside at the hotel, you see bodies littering the streets, fires burning out, soldiers practicing with their guns for the heck of it. Everything is all over crazy. One scene in particular, the subtle implications of how bad the genocide got. That is where Rusesabagina was on a supply run, came across a street covered in bodies. Well, that was an intense scene to watch. It really conveyed the emotions Rusesabagina was having. Not to mention, the film really did a fine job of showing who Rusesabagina is. Her loving husband and father, her firm businessman. It's his skills in business that had let him survive the ordeals of the genocide. Depicted well when he was shown bribing and coercing and blackmailing anything you could think of to keep himself and the people under his care alive. Even used those contacts that he was stated to be gathering to his advantage several times. Though it was clear that at the end, he was running out of options. Minor miracle, he survived. But the film doesn't linger on that too often. Each scene with great weight to it sticks around just enough for you to feel the impact, then moves on. And boy, were there a lot of those. From the many conversations Rusesabagina had with a military man to the several times where hope looked to be rising up only for it to be swept away. I'll let you watch the film and or read about Rusesabagina's actions and for you to know what I'm talking about. I'm used to violence in movies, but this film really had quite the impact. At times where I thought I could feel what the characters were feeling. Well, that might be influenced by the fact that I know a number of them in real life. Met a number of them at least, but still. Oh no, this historical drama film is definitely one of the finer ones out there. One that has seen plenty of success over the years. And considering the events that have happened recently, I think it's more relevant than ever for right now. Now in the months to come, for all those who care for Paul Rusesabagina. But as I always say with these videos, I'm not here to tell you if the film is good or bad. I'm here to state my opinion and then let you decide if Hotel Rwanda is something you'd like to watch. Though I think, in considering what the man's going through, 25-year prison sentence for crimes he didn't commit, I think you should. Anyway, if you think Hotel Rwanda strikes your fancy, you can find it for easy streaming on Amazon Prime's video service. And I'll leave links to the websites relevant and to Paul Rusesabagina's imprisonment in the description below. And if you enjoyed this not-so-critical review, you can like the video, leave a comment, and share it around, subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, click the notification bell to stay up to date on the channel. And until the next not-so-critical review, I've been your anonymous host, The Endless Kingdom. I wish you all a good day.